Hi there, and welcome to 360Gamercast, the UK's #1 Xbox 360 podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 20 of 360Gamercast, recorded on Saturday the 21st of June 2008. I'm your host, Mark Webb, gamertag Webby317, and when everyone introduces themselves today, they will tell us their favourite Xbox 360 game and why it is their favourite Xbox 360 game.
Hi, I'm Carl360, and I don't really think I have a favourite game. They're all pretty decent in my collection, but the one I'm playing most at the moment is Dragon Ball Z Burst Limit, and at the moment, that's probably the best game I've got at the moment. Well, I say best game at the moment. It's really good. It's entertaining, but the best game I would say is Halo 3. I got a bit mixed up there, so Halo 3 or Dragon Ball Z.
My name's Colin Dean. My gamer tag is Kaliwali, and I'll be the first one to pick it out. I think more than one of us will say this one, but Call of Duty 4 obviously is my favorite game as of right now. The graphics, the gameplay, the single-player story is awesome, and of course the multiplayer, fantastic.
And hello, and my name is Mark Hidden, and my gamer tag is Uncle Math, and my favourite game of all time, now you're going to be really surprised at this, it isn't Call of Duty, it's PGR3, because I used to love playing Last Man Standing, driving and wrecking people's cars, and that was my best game of all time. I played it the other day, loved it.
Excellent. Well, my favourite game of all time on the Xbox 360 is Lost Odyssey. For one, I'm a massive RPG fan anyway, and Lost Odyssey has a great storyline, great gameplay, and it's a very, very long game. It took me over 40 hours to complete it, so all in all, well worth the money in my opinion. Anyway, just to get things...
They have 4 discs.
Yeah, it comes on 4 discs, man. The case is a bit annoying because you get 3 discs stacked on top of each other, and then you have the 4th disc in a paper sleeve, tucked behind the manual, which is quite annoying. I would rather it come in a nice big box. But yeah. Amazing game.
True, it's good.
Well, getting straight into it, as in the last podcast I was talking about the Call of Duty 5 video coming out. It came out on the marketplace today, and oh my god, does it look amazing. Any of you guys watch this video yet?
Yeah, I watched it this morning.
What do you reckon?
Very cool. I think I saw the part that we had talked about last podcast where the guy's being tortured in the tent. There was a brief shot of that. Looks intense. Very. You can tell that it's using the same engine as Call of Duty 4. The graphics look very similar.
Oh yeah. The graphic. It does use the same engine as Call of Duty 4, but just looking at it, even now, the graphics look absolutely amazing. The 4-player co-op's going to be absolutely brilliant, man. I just can't wait for this game. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
See, I'll check out the demo, the video, but I've been at work all day, so I'm really tired.
And I've been too lazy to download anything.
Well, that's nice to know.
I like it. Now, I've been getting bossed around, told to do shopping and stuff like that, but yeah, when you spoke to me today over it, I wanted to watch it, but I'm still itching to watch it right now, so probably about 11 o'clock when she goes to bed, I'll get a chance.
Mate, I tell you what, it's just crazy. If you haven't watched the trailer, I would recommend you download it now because it is absolutely brilliant. You know what I mean? It's absolutely crazy. Okay, talking about trailers, the next trailer I want to talk about is The Last Remnant. It's an RPG by Square Enix. It's have any of you guys watched this trailer as well, or am I the only one?
I think I've watched it. I'm not really too sure. Is this the one on the video marketplace itself where it says Last Remnant, but the one of the names is actually spaced, every letter? Is this the one you're on about?
It just says The Last Remnant, and it's got Last Space Trailer Space 1 on it.
Oh, I don't think I have then. I've seen a trailer of an RPG game on there. Maybe it should be coming out soon, and that looks really good. looks like it's well worth the buy, and that it's going to be like another Final Fantasy with it being very long.
Oh yeah, The Last Remnant. I mean, it looks like. I mean, the fighting. It looks absolutely brilliant. It looks like you interact more than usual RPGs, where it's more turn-based, and the graphics look very good. There's not too much given away on the storyline on this video, but if you haven't downloaded this trailer, I recommend you definitely check it out. I mean, I've been checking out the marketplace for trailers every single day this week, and there's been new stuff coming out. I think it's because we're in the summer period at the moment for gaming, where it's a bit dead for games coming out, but it's a hot point in the year where people are announcing games that are going to be coming out at the end of the year or early next year. And
Plus you've got E3 that comes out
Yep.
every year, but they said they weren't going to do it, but I've heard they're still doing it. Is that true?
oh yeah, there's nothing to say that E3 isn't going to be carrying on. It's going to be carrying on, but also on a smaller scale like last year. Whereas beforehand, E3 was a massive occasion where loads of people could go and visit. Now it's just like in small hotels and that. But less and less companies now are going to E3 because it costs them so much money to make these demos, these trailers and all that, that they'd rather spend the money on the games, especially now where it costs so much money for the companies to make the games. Okay, one last trailer I wanted to talk about was Star Ocean 4. Basically, the trailer graphics look amazing. It looks an RPG style game. I'm not entirely sure on this yet, but the world has gone through World War III, and basically they've destroyed the planet, and so the human race goes into space to try and find another planet. From the trailer, if you've played Lost Odyssey or any other Japanese style RPG, the characters look very, very Japanese style, you know, with the big eyes and
Spiky
the hair.
hair.
Yeah, because it's made by Square Enix as well, just like The Last Remnant. And I'll tell you what, the graphics on this, I mean, everything looks so beautiful. It's unbelievable. It just looks brilliant, mate. I just can't explain it. You need to download this trailer, mate. It looks absolutely brilliant. I don't believe you guys haven't seen this trailer yet. I really don't.
Take a look at it. I was perusing the marketplace this morning when I downloaded the Resident Evil 5 trailer and the Brothers in Arms Hell Highway trailer, and it wasn't featured or anything like that, so maybe I wasn't looking hard enough, but I'll look at it.
I was in the new releases section, so yeah.
Okay.
Very, very good. Okay, one thing I want to talk about is quite an old game that I've picked up this week, Black Site Area 51. It was quite an overlooked game last year, and you can pick it up now for less than £15. I think Mark was saying you can pick it up for like £12 something at Asda or something.
Yeah, $12.97.
So yeah, I rented it, and I completed it in 2 days, you know, a couple of days. It's not that hard, but I'll tell you what, this game was so overlooked. The story and the actual gameplay for the single player was actually really, really good. I had a really good time when I was playing this game, and I just think it was really, really overlooked because we had a lot of good games coming out last year, because they come out around about the time that Halo 3 and Call of Duty 4 came out, so obviously everyone was playing the big blockbusters. But I'll tell you what, if you want a bargain buy, this is the game to get, you know, or even to rent or whatever. I mean, the online is okay, you know, there's no lag, it's like an average shooter online, but for single player, it's actually really, really fun, and I'd recommend that if you're into your first-person shooters, you go and pick this game up. It's absolutely brilliant.
So yeah, going on to bargains and that now. I'm just going to quickly tell people of something that I downloaded the other day. You probably might like this, Mark. I'm not too sure if you would or not. It seems like your type of game, but it's a game called Last Chaos. It's free. You download it from the site. I can't actually remember what the site was now, but I'll put it on the forums, so check it out on 360Gamercast.com/forum, and it should be in the podcast chat, and I'll put the link in there. And basically, it's like you have World of Warcraft, but it's free, and it's like really, really worth downloading, and it's really fun to play as well.
This is for the PC, I take it?
It is, yeah.
Looks interesting. So it's like a role-playing game, kind of like...
It's an MMO.
Yeah, is it...
And you do quests and stuff on it, like you do on most fantasy-style games, but apparently there's quite a lot of grind, as people say.
Oh, it sounds like Final Fantasy 11 Online to me.
It's not Final Fantasy 11 online type, but I mean it is really fun to play. I mean, it I recommend having a look at it because like it is such a really entertaining MMO.
So you've downloaded this, have you?
I did, yeah, and like at the moment I'm like level 7, 8 on it. I mean,
Right.
it's, very fun, as I've said like so many times.
Okay, a quick thing I wanted to get into is obviously I rent a lot of games online, and one thing I wanted to talk about was Universe at War, Earth Defense as well. And oh my god, this game is pretty recent. I was telling Matthew about this earlier on today, and I put it in, and I was like, oh my god, what a crap game this is. I was playing it, right, and I can't explain it, but I put it in my Xbox, and I was like, right, I rented this game, I'll see what it's like, and it's a real-time strategy game, kind of like the Lord of the Rings games that come out on the Xbox, and what Halo Wars is going to be, but oh my god, shoddy graphics, glitchy, poor storyline, and I was like, I played it for about half an hour and I had to turn it off, mate. I'll tell you what, absolutely crap. You do not want to play this game. I do not recommend it to anybody at all. Oh my god.
Is that bad, is it?
Yeah, it is absolutely rubbish.
You're only sulking because you got 10 points.
10 gamer score. Woohey.
Only 10?
Yeah, well, I couldn't be asked to play anymore.
Was there actually a lot of people playing it online though? I mean, when you went into a room, was there quite a few of them in there?
I didn't even try it online, man.
Oh, right.
Oh, you should have. Or if you send it back.
I've sealed it up to post back tomorrow morning.
Oh dear.
Yes. Indeed, because I'm going out tomorrow.
Fair enough.
Anyway, Strong Bongo is actually, his gamer tag is TBP Bongo. He's part of the Teabagging Pimps clan, just like everyone here, apart from Carl, because he just always plays Halo.
Yeah, but I'm not really a fan of clans, to be honest.
Wow, you're going to miss out on the clan match.
Get the gnomes, feed the teabaggers.
Yeah, we're going to be having a clan match, and it's all about...
Beautiful Katamari.
Yeah, in a couple of podcasts ago, I was slagging that game off, and we was being told, what's his bloody name now?
Apex Monkey? No, Chenko.
Chenko, that's it. Chenko, who was in the last podcast. Chenko was telling me how much he loves it, and he was really upset. So what we're going to do, we're doing a clan match, 6 versus 6, Teabagging Pimps versus the Underpants Gnomes. If they win, I have to come on the podcast and tell you how brilliant, beautiful Katamari is. But if we win, Chenko will record a voice segment of him saying how crap it is. So that's the thing. So anyway, back to what I was on before, is Bongo is talking in the forums about wondering how many people have had to replace their Xbox 360 due to the red lights. So I'm going to ask you all how many Xbox 360s you've had. So Carl.
Well, my launch console actually died during the Halo 3 beta stage. So I was really upset about that because I only got about, a week max of playing the beta. So that died and I left it for like ages, and I even bought a Wii, but I didn't even send my Xbox off to be repaired. And it was about a week, 2 weeks before Halo 3 was actually coming out. And I thought, right, I'll send it off for repair. And it was still getting closer and closer to coming out. So I thought I'd buy the Halo 3 console and Halo 3 itself. So I bought that and then had my other one sent back. So I've got 2 consoles now.
Awesome. Talking about the Halo 3 console, because I got a free Halo 3 console when I went to the Halo 3 event. You can check all the videos on the forums at 360Gamercast in the pictures section. There's pictures of me on stage and videos of me on stage playing with Pharrell Williams and other celebrities and stuff like that. But I actually won a Halo 3 console and I sold it about 2 weeks later.
How much did you actually get?
I got about 300 quid for it.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
not too bad.
Yeah, but
That's actually quite
and
decent.
it had a HDMI port as well, and the hard drive is all like this orangey colour, and it's real nice. It says Halo 3 on it. It was quite a nice looking console, but I'm not really in. I mean, I like Halo, but I don't love it, if you know what I mean. So it's like, what's the point of me keeping this console when I've already got a premium
Should have
anyway?
kept it all sealed up and that, and then sold it like in years to come. And someone would have bought it for like even more than 300 quid.
I don't think so. They say limited edition, but they brought out so many of the bloody things. It's unbelievable.
What does limited actually mean to them, though?
You know what I mean? They've made thousands of those consoles. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but you can't buy it now, so
Yeah, you can.
I've
got from
I've
games,
had a call system on a Red Ring, which was my very first one, just after we got Call of Duty 2, I think it was, or 1, can't remember. And then on Thursday the other week, my Elite, I'm going to start crying now, my Elite actually got Red Rings as well. And I'm totally gutted. That gets collected on Monday, but I went out and bought myself a call system, and I'm going to return it back to Argos within 28 days if I get my Elite back. So that's me for 2 up to now.
What about you, Colin?
well-
Yeah, I'm on my second console. I red ringed on the first one. I just brought a regular Pro system with a 20 gig hard drive, and I red ringed after about 7 months.
Oh, well.
I'm now and can't complain. But back to Maff's point, my brother and a good friend of mine both did what he did. You know, while it was off being repaired, they called around and did some research on the return policies from a couple of different merchants here. And yeah, both found out that, you know, they had 30 days to return the item, and so they just bought it and returned it after 30 days. I think my brother had to return his, so he was 3 days between when he had to return it and when his Xbox came back, but he was able to play for free essentially by not returning.
That's what I'm doing. The way I say it, Argos is just going to loan me it without them even knowing it. Crafty.
That's pretty funny, man. Whoa, I must be the only person here who's still on their launch day console.
I can jinx it if you want me to.
Well, I got my
Technically.
console on the midnight launch,
I did.
the day it come out, and it's still sitting in front of me now.
Technically,
I don't think yours will ever break. If it hasn't broke by now, it won't break.
So there, it
think
might
s-
be full of dust and sound like a jet taking off the runway half the time, but it still works fine. So that's all
technically I've
good.
still got my launch console. It's been repaired once, but I've still got it. It's not been switched or whatever. If you know what I mean.
Very good. So I'm just going to read out a couple of these posts that people have wrote down. Rapture Crane, that's his gamer tag. He's on his third console. He's lost 2 of them to the red rings of death, and his brother's one is now just red ringed as well. Maddie 2180 is on his third console after 2 of them have red ringed. Liam 1 is on his launch console, so he says, bleep on that, melon farmers. And Collie Wally wrote down that he's on his second console. Combat Sausage is still on his launch console, and Matt K85 is still on his launch console as well, but he's just upset that he doesn't have any HDMI ports on the console because it is the launch one.
That's the thing I read today, you know, Webby, about a lad. He had HDMI ports on his. He sent it off to be fixed because he got the red rings, and he came back. He got another console, and it didn't have the HDMI ports because it was the older one, and they wouldn't let him swap it back.
No
I think
way.
that's unfair. You're entitled to get your exact one, the one that you bought, and it breaks. They're supposed to fix it for you. You're entitled to get your one back because obviously. What they're doing in that processing place where they're refixing them is they'll say, oh, give him, you know, we've just received this lad's one, give him that one over there, and the other lad who's waiting for that, he can have the one that we're fixing now. You know what I mean? That's the way they're doing it. I mean, it's unfair, really. You should be able to. I mean, after all, that's the one that you purchased. That's the one that you're entitled to get back, really.
But they can't really do that to you because all your downloadable content that you've downloaded onto your console is actually registered on the serial of your console. So all the arcade games you've downloaded, all the films you've downloaded and stuff like that, you have to be online to play the full versions of those games. So if you don't have your console and you're not online, you can only play the trial version, and that's unfair. And I know there's been a lot of talk on other podcasts about this that I've listened to, especially in America, where this issue's been a lot bigger than us, because obviously there's a lot more consoles in the States than anywhere else, because in Europe, well, here's some stats for you. In England, well, in the UK, the Xbox 360 is very popular, but in the rest of Europe, the Xbox 360 is the least popular console in places like France, Spain, Germany, Poland, all them sort of places. So obviously most of the consoles... So most of the consoles are in the UK or the US, obviously mostly in the US because it's a bigger country. And what people are finding is they'll get a new console, like a refurb one or whatever, but not the same one that they sent off, and they can't play their arcade games online. And if it's someone like me, I'd be very pissed off with that, because I've purchased about 50 arcade games, and having to be online to play it, like say if your internet goes down or whatever, is really, really annoying, and I just don't see that. I mean, I know it's down to like the DRM issues and they don't want people to copy games over and that, but there's got to be a simple solution to sort that out, really, to be quite honest with you.
Well, apparently this spring update that we didn't get in the end, they weren't actually releasing one, they were only releasing like DRM fixes and stuff like that.
Okay, my last bit of rumour news is what I've read on xboxkings.com. is the Zune Box 360 to launch in 2009. I'm just going to read this out. In 2009, Microsoft will finally enter the handheld gaming sector. T3 seem to think so. In the latest issue of the UK Gadget publication, the staff heavily speculate that Microsoft will launch its handheld gaming media device, including an artist impression. So if you go onto their website, you will see pictures of this. With Microsoft already owning mobile phone companies, it's rumoured that the device will feature all kinds of multimedia applications, including gaming, telecommunication and wireless internet use. What do we think about this, people? This looks very interesting to me, if they do bring this out, because it'll be like... It'll basically be like an iPod, but you can play games on it, you can surf the internet on it, you can like listen to your music on it, and everything, man. It looks awesome.
So basically it's a phone without the phone. If you know what I mean. You get everything on a phone, don't you?
Well, telecommunication, it's a phone as well, isn't it?
Oh, brilliant.
See,
So it sounds like they're trying to compete with the iPod, but take it one step further and do a little bit more focus on...
Make it a kind of like
it.
a PSP copy, because I know over here they've brought out a TV thing for the PSP, so you can watch the TV on it, you can surf the net on the PSP as well, and watch films and play games.
They'll redo all the button format and everything like that, because the Zune doesn't have any, the button configuration on the actual device is...
Yeah, it's only got the...
It's going to be crap for playing.
Okay, well, if you go onto xboxkings.com, well, what I'll do is I'll copy the pictures and put them on the 360Gamercast forums in the news section. You'll see the pictures of it from the magazine, and it's like a rectangle sort of thing with the X... A, B, Y buttons, and if you think of a PSP on the left where it has the that tiny little analog stick next to the D-pad as well, it's kind of like that as well. But I'll put the pictures in the new section of the forums after the podcast is out, and I'll let you have a look on those pictures. But it does look wicked, absolutely wicked. It's unbelievable. But that's just an artist impression anyway.
Oh, okay.
So,
anyway.
so this is just a rumour, but what do you guys reckon? I mean, would you buy this if it ever come out?
I don't think I would. I don't have much use for handheld devices at this time.
What really annoys me is a couple of years ago at E3, before it went over to the small way, they're talking about Forza 2 especially. And they're on about, if you have a Windows-enabled mobile phone or cell phone, if you're in America, you will be able to make your phone talk to the Xbox and like do up your car on your phone, and then go on your friends list on your phone and play your arcade games on your phone. So it's like, I have a Windows enabled mobile phone, right? And this has been over 2 years in the waiting, and they bring out Forza 2. No mobile phone, no Windows Live for the mobile phone. What's going on? So it might just be one of those things where it's just a rumour, or they'll say something and it doesn't actually happen, because to be quite honest, I am really pissed off that they never brought out the Windows Live anywhere.
See, you know, going on to this, they said that the Zune was supposed to be coming over here in the UK, but I've seen no signs of it yet, because otherwise it'd be like all over the place. So I've seen no signs of it over here. Yeah, it came out like, what, 2 years ago now?
Over in America, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
England's
it's only in
so far
America at
behind
the
the
moment.
times.
Well, you're ahead of us in cell phones. I think America is always the last person to get the newest technology, last country rather to get the newest technology in cell phones. But the Zune,
I find that
doesn't
really
have
strange, you know.
What's that?
about cell phones in America.
Yeah, I do.
Well, you see what the Europeans have and what what they have in Japan, and we're always 2 or 3 years behind on cell phones. There is an explanation for it. I don't know if you're interested in hearing it, but has to do with the fact that geography in America, everything's a lot more spread out, but also the government didn't step in and mandate certain types of technology had to be the standard. And so you had when cell phones first came out, you had all these companies starting up using different technology. And so there's, different bandwidth, different frequencies, different cell phone technology that's made it really hard for cell phone companies to tap into one, stick with one technology and just go for it. And so it's broad, and there's different technologies used rather than just one. I know in countries like Finland, Sweden, Taiwan, Japan, the government at the outset said, this is the technology that our cell phone system will use in this country, and so there was no fighting about it. Everyone could just use the same technology.
I think that's the same here as well, because we get, like, brilliant phones over here, man. Absolutely amazing phones.
Yeah. But back to the point about the Zune doesn't have anywhere near the penetration here in America that the iPod does. Because, it's, Microsoft built it, hates Apple, Apple hates Microsoft, and...
One thing that's interesting, on the Money programme yesterday on BBC Two, they had a thing about Microsoft, and it was called Microsoft, Bill Gates, How a Geek Changed the World. It was pretty interesting. I only watched the last 15 minutes of it, so if you were in the UK and you go onto bbc.co.uk and download the iPlayer, the show will probably be on there now. It was very interesting about how Microsoft started, how it's got going, what Bill Gates is doing now and stuff. It's definitely a recommended watch if you're a big fan of Microsoft on the Xbox.
Yeah, I haven't... Well, I'm not an Apple guy at all. I like Microsoft. I like their products. I find them easier to use. I have a PC that runs Windows and not a Mac. But the iPod's far and away better than the Zune at this point in terms of the iPod store, the iTunes store, and the iPod functionality. I've got a touch, and it's awesome. I love it.
Well, I have an iPod Nano. I think it's called a Nano. It's an 8 gigabit iPod, and it's funny because I haven't paid for any music, and it works onto iTunes and works onto the iPod, but I mostly use my iPod for listening to podcasts anyway. But it's a nice little device. I mean, I got one for Christmas, and I never thought that I would want to use one ever, and then I got it, and I use it nearly every day. Yep. Mostly in my car though.
I took one on holiday as well, and what I didn't. My girlfriend put like loads of videos of like parties or family parties on it, just so Aunt Abby could watch them. And I was thinking, I didn't know it had a video on it. I was so made up, and I was thinking, I can put like films on that now, which you can, 'cause it's an 80 gig hard drive. It is a very nice one. So like, I've never been into technology like my girlfriend has, but now I just want one myself. That's what I wanted for Father's Day. I got a card.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think.
But
Sorry, Colin.
I was just going to say, I use it for the same reason you do. I don't really download music a whole lot, but I just listen to podcasts, at work or in the car. There's so much free information, free programming out there on if you're thinking about getting an iPod, get it, because You won't regret it. There's just so much information you can tap into, especially like I didn't even know, but like the online gaming communities, the gaming forums and things like that. People podcasting about stuff like this podcast in and of itself is the reason why an iPod is so fun.
Definitely. Okay, I think we can swiftly move on now to a
Well,
discussion.
can I mention something quickly? Sorry.
Of course.
Quickly, what I was just about to mention is there was this website that had every single piece. Well, I say every single piece. It's like all the gaming sort of news from what would have been E3, like before it even got released. I don't know why it was on there or whatever, but that quickly got shut down. But people managed to grab a few information about what's going to be announced at E3, and apparently there's going to be Forza 3.
Mm-hmm.
And these new things that are soon to replace Gamer Picks. I don't know. Well, you probably heard of it, and it's been splashed all over like the forums and that. But it's like a rival of the Wii's Me, like an avatar type thing.
Yeah, we
And that
talked
would
about
be-
this in the last podcast as well, man.
Oh. Fair enough. I'm not with the times.
Yeah, we're going on to that. Yeah, we were talking about they're looking at doing the same as the Me on the Wii, on the Xbox 360, but that's just a rumour at the moment, and I don't think that's actually going to happen, to be quite honest.
Well, it was on this site, and it's just been plastered everywhere. And the site was like the official thing or something. I don't know where it's from. I've lost track of it all now.
Okay, so anyway, swiftly moving on, me and Colin were talking about something earlier, and I think he wants to talk about EA review scores.
Yeah, the just something I thought was a little bit of controversy to maybe talk about and get some opinions. There's an article on Destructoid.com that's revealing that EA CEO John Riccitiello is kind of whining or complaining about the review system that exists out among online gaming communities. What he said is that he feels that his EA games are being unfairly treated when it comes to reviews, and he compared EA games to Broadway plays, and suggested that he feels like a bit of a twit speaking highly about an upcoming game because there's a certain cadre of journalists that would love to prove me wrong. He goes on to say, it used to be all Metacritics were higher once upon a time because it was 10 professionals rating them. Now sort of anybody with a pen can rate them, and it ends up with a bit of wider track sometimes. EA doesn't usually get the benefit of the cult everybody has to rate it 100 thing going on. That happens sometimes even when they may not, based on the review, have played more than the first 15 minutes of the game, but that's a separate issue. So basically what he's complaining about is that anybody with an internet connection can get on and rate, or if you go to like IGN.com, they have professional people that they pay to rate and review games, but there's also the user review functionality there where people, just ordinary users or subscribers to IGN can rate games. And so it comes out very quickly with this online community of reviewers and just anybody chiming in and rating a game, what games are good and what games are crap. And so I'm wondering what you guys think about his comments. It sounds like EA's not positioned itself to compete very well, and they're whining that we've got a good, strong gaming community that quickly isolates the black sheep from the good sheep, I guess. And I think it's great. I think it's advantageous to the purchaser. It's advantageous to to the gamer that we can get online, see quickly which games are good, which games are crap, and make our purchasing and our playing decisions based on that. So that's all I wanted to say.
See, going to that, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I think that's good to do it because let's say you've got to save up for it. Let's say a 15-year-old kid or so, or someone on really bad money, and they can only sort of afford like one game a month as such. Yeah. Well, apart from playing the demos, but some games don't actually release a demo on the marketplace. What's to say that they go out and buy this game and find out it's total shit, pardon the French. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to go out, buy a game, and then find out that it's like a total waste of time, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
So I think it's good, and they're just complaining about nothing, really.
Well, maybe we can ask Webby and Math, do you guys use online review websites to make decisions on what you're going to buy? It sounds like, Webby, you kind of rent everything that's out there and then just make a decision to purchase based on what you play.
To be quite honest, I do.
Does that right?
I read a lot. I read a lot of reviews online, but also rent a lot of games. But the thing is, the problem with EA is they're a big company. Money is the first thing they see when they're making a game, and they push out a lot of crappy games. That is their problem. So of course people are going to want to look at the reviews at their games more than maybe other companies, because they do push out rehash after rehash after rehash of loads of games, and but with most games I will only buy the games that have a lot of replayability, mostly with online play. And the thing with the Xbox 360 and EA is EA do their own servers on the Xbox, and their servers, I'm sorry to say, are absolutely shit. And I think they really need to sort themselves out. I mean, there isn't many EA games that I can say that I actually like out there, to be quite honest with you.
Yep. I think in America, at least, I can't speak for overseas or for the Europe or Asia, but EA's kind of got the reputation of being the best sports game manufacturer. So like Madden, Madden's by far the most popular game here for sports. And it's the same game almost every single year. They don't have to try very hard. It's just taking the same code and the same platform and then just altering or tweaking it year after year. And so maybe they haven't really had to try very hard and be successful, and that's made them lazy when it comes to the other games, and they're kind of whining about it, I suppose.
Definitely.
I think that's true of sports games though, because you can't really change the gameplay, because then it sort of changes the sport, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. But like the only thing you have to change really on a sport game is the players. If the player list sort of updates, and if there's new
they put players move to a different club, or yeah,
exactly. But that can all be done online anyway, so what's the point?
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't like EA. I think they've gotten too big for their own boots, to be quite honest with you.
Yep.
Anyway, I think that's about time to wrap up the podcast, people. So from me, Mark Webb, gamertag Webby317.
And me, Carl360. My name is Carl Lush.
And me, Colin Dean, my gamer tag is Collywally.
And me, Mark Hidden, and my gamer tag's Uncle Math. And if I don't stop talking, Webby can't stop the cast, so I'm just going to carry on waffling for a couple of minutes for fun. I'm joking.
Alright, so thanks for listening, guys, and don't forget to check out the website, www.360gamercast.com, check out the forum, sign up, and if you have iTunes, your reviews would be much appreciated. So from all of us here, goodbye.
Thanks for listening to 360 Gamercast. And remember, next time the boss isn't around, join us in the forums at 360Gamercast.com.
Yeah, it's recording now.
Geek.
What the fuck's wrong with you? Don't spam me, or I won't come on the
Jam
podcast
out of your
anymore.
donuts.
Oh, come on, Carl. It's only a bit of fun.
Not really.
Carl, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
No, fun would be when you put cream on your girlfriend and lick it off.
What's up with you, man? You in a mood?
I'm in a mood because I'll get home from work and then find out that I have to do a podcast.
Well,
Like when I've got loads of stuff to do.
Ryan, I'm trying to do some work. Can you please leave me alone?
it doesn't matter. You didn't have to come and join us.
Yes, you did, Carl.
We need to call Beta.
Carl, we need your insights and your personality, your charm and wit.
I'm sure.
You're very
I mean, I'm
quiet.
only here for my good looks, but no one can see
This
that.
podcast is getting off to a great start.
That's all I've got so far.
Let's have a look.
And let's add some, I got some, yeah.
And that's the smallest one you've ever sent.
I know, mate. On Wednesday I had loads of stuff. What's
Or make me not have to go to work.
what's
Carl,
getting
I
you down,
am powerless in that regard, but I can
Stop
give you,
spamming
well,
me.
I wasn't spamming you, Webby.
No,
Well, I like to spam. I'm Sir Spam a lot.
he
Yes,
spammed
he
me a
just
load
said-
of clocks, and it annoyed me.
I sent him loads of clocks because I was like, hurry up, hurry up.
I don't like to be rushed when I've got stuff to do as well.
Oh, well, the sooner we get it done, the sooner you can do your stuff, innit?
Yep, go upstairs, have a wank.
Right, I'm just... right, I'm just going to go and grab another beer and we can start this, man. I'll be back in a sec.
What?
What? I've been like 10 seconds grabbing a beer.
Shut up.
Whoa.
Bro, I can hear you.
I can do with a beer. Yeah, well,
there as well.
he'll have to wait for me, and I'm 30 seconds.
Mmm,
Ugh.
that's some tasty crisps. Mmm.
I've been wanting to get online on the Xbox today, but Faye and Abby have been
Salt
home all
and
day,
vinegar?
haven't they?
No, I've run out of something vinegar. I'm having cheese and onion.
Oh dear. Not cheese and onion.
Carl, where do you work?
Heshkol.
The hell is that?
He works at Tesco's.
Oh, a
Tesco's
gas
is
station?
No,
No,
it's kind
retail.
of like your... it's a supermarket. It sells food.
It's a rip-off place.
It's kind of like Walmart.
They sell jars of Nescafe for about, I think it's £2.47, and you can go to Quicksave and get the same one for £2 and 5p. You know what I mean? I
it's
shop
probably
at
like
loads of different
Target, not the
places.
cheapest one.
No, it's well, Sainsbury's is the most expensive one. I hate going there.
I used to work there back in the day, in my teenage years.
I used to work in Quicksave in my I need some money days.
Hmm.
And I used to love it because when you used to put the frozen food out, you'd get these little, chocolatey Clairs, and you know, the proper little real frozen ones. But by the time you take them out the bag, they're ready to eat. And we used to eat fucking hundreds of them, man. Just dust the bags. And then when it was your break, you'd walk past all the drinks and just grab a drink off the shelf and take it in the back and sign for it yourself.
I used to do that.
Or when I worked on night shift, I tell you what. Do you ever see the big massive trifles, family-sized trifles and stuff like that? I used to get a big trifle, then I'd get like fucking Maltesers, a big bag of Maltesers, crumble it all on top of the trifle and just eat the fucking man with all the cheeseburgers it could eat and drink beer all night.
What I
Me and
used
me
to
four
do on
mates.
the customer service desk is I'd go and grab something and I'd put it through the till, so I'd get a receipt for it and put it in a bag, and then I'd rescan it as a refund. So then the money would be right in the till, but I'd still have a receipt saying I'd bought this item.
Do you know what I done, mate? I was on Christmas. I was on nights Christmas week, and 3 of the lads didn't turn up, just leaving me and some other lad called Mark to do everything. There was like 32 pallets to do. It was a fucking lot of work. I mean, we could not do it. And the manager goes, I still expect you to do it. I'll be here for 6:30 in the morning. As soon as he went, we went up into the cafe, you know, the canteen upstairs, sat there, had a cup of coffee and that, and then I said, do you really can be arsed doing this tonight, Mark? And he went, not really, no. So I went down the stairs and pulled the thing away from the shutters, so the security shutters closed, so we couldn't get on the shop floor where all the pallets were set out. And when he came in at 6 o'clock in the morning, we were fast asleep upstairs and we could hear the alarms going off. We liked it downstairs and sat there. What the fuck's happened here? Why haven't you done it? I said, you closed the front door, and then the security things come down, and there's no other phone upstairs, you see. And we did that
right.
mobiles, and that's how long ago it was. So we sat there all night. We were talking, saying who would be shagging all that in the store and stuff like that. And we sat there, and we still got paid for it as well, because we were still on the... Because we had the union in, and they said, yeah, well, they were still in work, they turned up for work. It's just that, you know, how could they possibly contact anyone? There was only one phone upstairs, and that was only rigged to downstairs office. And there was no numbers on the thing either, so we couldn't call, no fucker, so we just sat there. We were fucking... We never done a night shift after that as well, and we got our bonus too. Right, whenever you're ready for this podcast, I'm ready, because I've got my beer now.
Yeah, I've got my Carlin. I've got my Carlin. I've got my Carlin. I've got my Carlin. I've got my Carlin.